For those wanting to know, here's a brief history of Bitcoin. Enjoy. BuyBSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online, the original protocol and genuine Bitcoin. Here we go. So I'm just going to let this piece narrate itself and we'll discuss the evidence under each point. Here we go.
A brief history of Bitcoin. August 18, 2008, the domain name bitcoin.org was registered. October 31, 2008, the Bitcoin White Paper, authored by Dr. Craig Wright, under the pseudonym of Satoshi Nakamoto, entitled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, was released to a cryptography mailing list. The Bitcoin White Paper is significant because it expressed for the first time in history how to commoditize digital data, using 5 principal constructs. 1. A fixed supply, so no one controls it and it is therefore common to everyone. 2. A locked protocol, so no one can change it and it is therefore common to everyone. 3. Infinite capacity, so limitations and restrictions cannot be manufactured and is therefore common to everyone. 4. Economic competition, so the network is open to everyone and therefore common to all. And 5. A chain of digital signatures for common accountability, so blame cannot be reassigned, and everyone is individually, equally responsible for the data they upload to the network. It's these 5 principal constructs that enable the Bitcoin protocol to be classified as a digital commodity.
And here we can see the link to craigwright.net, which hosts the Bitcoin white paper.
January 3, 2009, after providing a reasonable amount of time for anyone, and everyone, to start the network themselves, Dr. Craig Wright started the Bitcoin network himself, under the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto, when he mined the starting block to the network known as the Genesis block at height 0. Providing a reasonable amount of time gave the starting point of the network commonality, in order for the network to be classified as a commodity. Embedded in the Coinbase data of the Genesis block was the text, "The Times January 3, 2009. Chancellor on brink of second bailout for banks." The use of a pseudonym enabled the network to grow organically, without a central point of authority, control, or influence, while proof of work diluted the central starting point over time, and provided commonality to the growth of the network, giving even more economic credibility to the network being classified as a commodity.
And here we have a link to whatsonchain.com at block height 0. And you can clearly see here. Here it's got the message in the block saying The Times, 3rd of January 2009, Chancellor on brink of second bailout for banks at block height 0. Fantastic.
January 9, 2009, Dr. Craig Wright creates the first Bitcoin logo depicting a gold coin with the letters BC inscribed on it.
Let's have a look at these links. Here we go. So this is the file. This is a Bitcoin old. This is a PNG file. But if we go to the link below that, this is a Cointelegraph article. And we have pictures of the very first logo. Look at this. And then the development of the logo over time, where it changed to the famous B with 2 lines. Great stuff.
January 10, 2009, Hal Finney, now famously, posted out on Twitter, "Running Bitcoin."
Let's have a quick look at this famous tweet by Hal Finney then. Here we go. Look at this. There it is. It's all over Twitter. The running Bitcoin tweet. Fantastic. Hal Finney, RIP.
January 12, 2009, Hal Finney receives the first ever Bitcoin transaction of 10 Bitcoins from Dr. Craig Wright at block height 248. For the purpose of the ledger, 28 Bitcoin were sent, 10 Bitcoin were kept, and 18 returned, showing a balance of 10 Bitcoin received by Hal.
And here we have a link to block height 248. If we scroll down here, we can see on the outputs, we've got 28 BSV were sent, Just off the screen here, we can see 10 Bitcoin were kept and 18 returned. Fantastic stuff.
May 22, 2010. The first commercial Bitcoin transaction took place when Laszlo Hanyecz paid Jeremy Sturtevant 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 Papa John's pizzas. This day is now known as Bitcoin Pizza Day, and is significant because it gave Bitcoin its first real-world commercial value. Prior to Bitcoin Pizza Day, the price of Bitcoin was calculated by the amount of energy each Bitcoin cost to extract.
Let's have a look at this on Wikipedia. We actually have a picture. This is the picture that Laszlo Hanyecz actually took of the 2 pizzas that he purchased with 10,000 Bitcoin. Absolutely phenomenal.
June 9, 2011. The Tulip Trust was created by David Kleiman, at the request of Dr. Craig Wright, who transferred 1,100,111 Bitcoin for this purpose. The Tulip Trust represented 5.2% of the total supply of Bitcoin, and approximately 42% of the circulating supply at that time. The intended use of the Tulip Trust was to prove that Dr. Craig Wright was the creator of Bitcoin, had possession of the SirToshi coins, and to act as Bitcoin's insurance policy. As Bitcoin's insurance policy, the Tulip Trust was created to provide enough economic power to intentionally wipe out any securitized, economically worthless, alternative protocol forks, such as BTC, BCH and many others, that might have been created prior to its planned return to Dr. Wright on January 1, 2020.
And here we have a link to the famous Tulip Trust document itself. Here we go, to whom it may concern. Dr. Craig Wright, I acknowledge the trust and the transfer of Bitcoins to this trust. I have full control of the software and the keys used to manage Bitcoin as of this date, which is the 9th of June 2011. It is agreed that I, David Kleiman, shall become the trustee of the transfer of the Toshi I've received from Craig Wright. No record of this transaction will be filed in the US or Australia. The transfer is valued at USD $100,000 for Australian tax purposes. Dave wrote here, I, Dave Kleiman, received 1,100,111 Bitcoin from Craig Wright. At the time of the transfer is valued at around $100,000 US. I will form a trust to be managed by at least three people, but no more than 7 at any time. And it says all Bitcoin will be returned to Dr. Wright on the 1st of January 2020. Feel free to read the document for yourself. Fantastic.
September 15, 2012. Both Gizmodo and Wired magazine publish articles evidencing that Dr. Craig Wright is the author of the Bitcoin white paper, and the man behind the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto.
Let's have a quick look at these articles then. Here we go, this is it. So Gizmodo said here, here's all the evidence that Craig Wright invented Bitcoin. This is the very article itself. As you can see here, it was published on the 12th of September 2015. Wow. Amazing.
.com. August 1, 2017. A group of developers called Blockstream announced their plans to fundamentally change the protocol design of Bitcoin, BTC, by segregating the chain of digital signatures from the transaction data. They called this change SegWit. Section 2 of the Bitcoin white paper defines Bitcoin as a chain of digital signatures. A chain of digital signatures is one of the 5 fundamental principal constructs that makes Bitcoin a commodity, as it ensures common/equal accountability to all users and developers of the network. SegWit turned Bitcoin, BTC, from a digital commodity into a digital security offering, and removed all economic value from its network. The Bitcoin chain was split on 1st of August 2017. The SegWit protocol, created by Blockstream, that kept the ticker symbol BTC, was implemented on 24th of August 2017. The original Bitcoin protocol and chain of digital signatures continued under a new name and ticker symbol, referred to as Bitcoin Cash and given the ticker BCH.
Here we go, and we got a link to the Wikipedia article here on SegWit. So it says down here in the article when it was implemented. Here we go. Segregated witness was activated on the 24th of August 2017. There we go, in front of your eyes. Amazing.
Wikipedia.org. November 15, 2018, the original Bitcoin protocol and chain of digital signatures was given a new name and ticker symbol, and was referred to as Bitcoin Satoshi Vision, BSV. This happened because a group of developers implemented a protocol change on Bitcoin Cash, BCH. This protocol change deleted parts of the transaction data, meaning it could no longer be used as a medium of exchange, and fundamentally changed the protocol from a commodity network to a centralized, controlled, securitized network in the same way that Blockstream securitized BTC by implementing SegWit.
And here we have a link to a CoinGeek article entitled Crypto Crime Cartel, How Roger Ver Led BCH, or How Roger Ver lead BCH tried to corrupt Bitcoin. All the information that you need in that article there. And how it happened. Fantastic stuff.
January 14, 2020. Confirmation that the keys to the Tulip Trust were returned to Dr. Craig Wright via bonded courier.
And here we have an article in the Asia Times, where it says here, Craig Wright, Satoshi keys have been delivered. And again, this article describes it. So feel free to click the link in the article and have a read yourself.
June 28, 2021. London's High Court grants Dr. Craig Wright, via default judgment, copyright ownership of the Bitcoin white paper as the defendant, Cobra, opted not to defend the claim.
Here we go. Let's have a look at this article here. So this one says here, Craig Wright awarded default judgment in first Bitcoin white paper lawsuit. All the information that you need is there. Amazing.
December 6, 2021. A Florida jury found that Dr. Craig Wright did not owe half of 1.1 million bitcoins to the family of David Kleiman, in a court case that saw Ira Kleiman, as the personal representative of the estate of Dave Kleiman, the plaintiff, v. Craig Wright, the defendant.
And here we go. This is a famous article by the Guardian, entitled "Australian Man Craig Wright wins US court battle for a Bitcoin fortune worth billions." Feel free to read the article yourself there. Amazing.
August 1, 2022. UK High Court Judge Martin Chamberlain ruled that comments made by podcaster Peter McCormack, calling Dr. Craig Wright a liar and a fraud in 2019, caused serious harm to Wright's reputation.
And let's have a quick look at this link here. Again, another CoinGeek article saying another victory for Satoshi Nakamoto. Peter McCormack to pay Craig Wright another £90,000 in costs. His appeal has been refused. So again, feel free to click the link in the article and have a read of that yourself.
September 12, 2022. On September 12, 2022, a 7-day trial will begin in Oslo, Norway between Craig Wright and the pseudonymous Bitcoiner, Hodlanon.
And let's have a link to this article as well. Look at this. Here we go. Yeah. Wright's claim of inventing Bitcoin. It's all juicy stuff. Feel free to look at that anytime you like.
www.bibs.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online, the original protocol and genuine Bitcoin.
There we go. So there is my written article on the brief history of Bitcoin. Hope you enjoyed it. As ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.